There is a reason you found this, a pull from a place deeper than chance. Maybe you've been feeling it, a restlessness, a sense that the ground beneath your feet is no longer solid. The chaos and confusion aren't random, they are signals, and if you're seeing them, it means you are on the verge of a profound shift, about to enter the most significant and aligned phase of your existence. What if the very things that feel like they're falling apart are actually falling into place? Today, we'll walk through 7 specific signs that a powerful transformation is already underway within you. If you recognize even a few, know that a new reality is waiting to be born. Let's begin with the first sign. You have started to doubt everything you once accepted as truth. If you find your old beliefs, your values, even your core sense of purpose suddenly feeling foreign and unstable, this is no accident. A deep internal change has already been initiated. The frameworks your mind relied on are dissolving. This is uncomfortable, but that discomfort is holy ground. It means a more conscious self is beginning to emerge. Life is compelling you to look again at all your assumptions. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. The universe is asking you to let go of old stories so a grander vision can take root. This mental shift is essential for your growth, proving your awareness is ready to widen and embrace a future that resonates with your truest nature. The questions, who am I, truly, what is my soul's actual desire, are not idle thoughts, they are doorways. And once you cross that threshold, you can't return. The breakdown is the beginning of your breakthrough. Suddenly, the world seems different. What was once logical now feels empty. This disorientation isn't a sign of being lost, but of finding your authentic direction. This feeling of chaos is actually a creative force, dismantling the false persona so your genuine essence can finally surface. It's a spiritual rebirth, the death of the constructed self. The wisdom of life begins to peel back the layers of illusion, leaving only what is raw and real. Though it feels turbulent, this is the process of your reconstruction, stronger, wiser, and more in tune with your core identity. Remember, doubt is not a distraction from the path. It is the path itself. You aren't losing your way, you are finally discovering it. The second sign is a growing sense of separation from your own history. One of the most telling clues that a new chapter is approaching is this subtle, gradual feeling of detachment from your past. The pursuits, conversations, and routines that once sparked joy now feel hollow, as if you're viewing a familiar room through a new, unfamiliar lens. The people you felt closest to, the places that felt like home, now seem distant. The emotions tied to those memories have softened, replaced by a quiet sense of release. This is not a random phase. It is your spirit gently pushing you forward. You have outgrown certain moments, relationships, and old versions of you. Your entire perception is evolving, and with it, your desires, goals, and connections shift. The foundations of your old identity no longer feel like they belong to you. They are echoes of a person you once were. It's confusing because you may not know your destination, but you are absolutely certain you can't go back. The old life simply doesn't fit the person you are becoming. Your previous job, social circles, and daily habits begin to unravel. This unraveling can feel like a loss, but it is a powerful indicator of personal metamorphosis. Your inner self is creating space. You are shedding an old skin so something more aligned with your essential being can emerge. Letting go of the familiar is difficult. There is a mourning process for the identity you're releasing. But this separation is not a punishment. It is a preparation. It is a clearing in the woods, ready for new life to grow. The loss of interest in your past is a sacred message. Something new is coming. This is about releasing what has completed its purpose. You are being called to drop the roles, patterns, and masks you've worn. You are being invited to step into a life that reflects who you are becoming. This transformation may not be logical. It may feel uncertain, like the earth is moving under you. But within that uncertainty lies the potential for incredible beauty, expansion, renewal, and the chance to rediscover yourself in ways you never thought possible. The third sign. You are re-evaluating what you once believed was crucial. Have you noticed that the things you thought were vital are losing their significance? It's as if you're seeing from a new vantage point. The worries that once consumed you are loosening their hold. Material ambitions, the opinions of others, and social pressures begin to fade in the presence of something far more substantial. You start asking what really matters. Career, wealth, status. They start to look like small parts of a much larger, previously hidden picture. You begin to understand that a meaningful life isn't about fulfilling societal checklists, but about living in harmony with what genuinely resonates in your heart. It's like a veil has lifted, letting you see past appearances and into the core of your being. This inner inquiry isn't always comfortable. It can create doubt, even make you feel adrift. But that space of not knowing is where real growth happens. It's the fertile soil where new internal answers will sprout. Life shows you that fulfillment doesn't come from collecting possessions, but from the experiences that feed your spirit and the connections that nurture your soul. This questioning can trigger a full re-examination of your purpose. Why are you here? What do you truly want to feel? The answers may not come all at once, but you are undoubtedly opening to new potentials. What felt indispensable is losing its power, making space for new passions and a deeper yearning to connect with what is truly important. This is a clear signal you are preparing for a radical change. The universe is guiding you toward what genuinely fulfills you, toward your authentic journey, and while it may feel confusing initially, this is the gateway to a more conscious existence, one aligned with your purest self. The fourth sign is a stronger connection to your inner voice than ever before. A remarkable clarity awakens within you when you're on the cusp of a major life leap. Suddenly, existence seems to make more sense, as if everything holds a deeper meaning, and your choices feel more instinctive. What was once murky becomes clear. You're no longer adrift in a sea of thoughts. Something inside starts to guide you, pointing the way. Intuition is that internal compass, that gut feeling that directs you even without logical proof. It's a sense of knowing that something is right for your true self, even if you can't articulate why. The secret is learning to trust that inner wisdom. As you do, you'll find decision-making becomes simpler because you're acting from a deeper, more authentic place. This intuitive awakening doesn't happen in an instant. It often begins with small hints, a nudge that leads you down a different street, or a wave of calm during a storm of uncertainty. At first, it might be hard to detect, as the noise of daily life can drown out that quiet voice. But as you give it attention and listen more intently, it grows stronger and clearer. Intuition can manifest in various ways. Sometimes as a physical feeling in your body, other times as a sudden thought or an unshakable certainty about a person or a situation. As you become more attuned, you'll realize your choices are no longer purely analytical. They come from a deeper knowing that is in harmony with your essence. It won't matter if you don't fully understand why something attracts or repels you, because that feeling of certainty is the start of a powerful change about to unfold. As you nurture this link with your intuition, you'll see that events that once seemed random now have a pattern, as if the pieces of a puzzle are clicking into place. Your life begins to flow more naturally because you feel in some inexplicable way that you are exactly where you need to be. You no longer feel the need to overthink every step, trusting your inner guide to lead you right. This awakening also lets you perceive what was once invisible. You'll read between the lines, sense the energy in rooms and people, and understand more deeply what is truly happening around you. Sometimes it's not about the words spoken but the feelings conveyed. And now you are more open to those subtle vibrations. The most beautiful part of this sign is that the more you trust your intuition, the more you feel a profound peace and security you never knew before. Even without all the answers, even with the future still a mystery, that powerful sensation of being on purpose will be so strong, nothing can derail you. Fear and doubt lose their power because your decisions no longer stem from anxiety, but from a deep connection to yourself and the world. This marks the start of a phase of self-discovery and empowerment. Your inner voice is the only compass you need. As you keep listening to your intuition, the choices you make bring you closer to your core. Life starts to move with a grace you never expected, simply because you are now in sync with the natural rhythm of your soul. The fifth sign. You feel a powerful draw toward personal evolution. In this new chapter, you notice your mind opening wider than ever. You are no longer satisfied with what you knew or with the person you once accepted you were. It feels like a profound hunger for personal expansion is rising from within. You don't just want to live, you want to evolve, to improve, to transcend your former limits. This inner drive for growth begins to shape your thoughts and actions. You find yourself constantly seeking new understanding through books, courses, experiences, or dialogues with people who expand your thinking. Knowledge, new abilities, and transformative experiences attract you powerfully. It's as if you are ravenous to learn more, to grow more, to become a more authentic and potent version of yourself. This thirst for learning and self-discovery leads you to explore parts of yourself you never knew existed. From hidden talents to deep-seated limitations, you sense there's no time to waste. That now is the moment to embrace every chance to reinvent. And it's not just intellectual. It's a longing to feel whole, to align more closely with your values and your reason for being. This longing for growth also connects you to a transformative energy, a feeling that anything is possible if you are willing to change. You find yourself more open to discarding old, limiting beliefs and welcoming new perspectives that propel you forward. This personal development is no longer just a wish, it's becoming an inner imperative, one that will show in every aspect of your life. What once seemed a clear path now feels open-ended, as though you must discover new directions, new ways of being and doing. Personal growth is no longer an option, it's a priority. You're ready to embark on a journey that won't just alter your outer world, it will reshape your inner self in ways you can't yet fully grasp. You begin asking more profound questions. Who am I beneath it all? What is my purpose? What do I genuinely want to do with my life? This period of inquiry is no coincidence. It's a clear signal your mind is ready to expand, to break out of the comfort zone you once found sufficient. You're not just looking for answers. You're craving a transformation that lifts you to a higher level of awareness, where the ordinary starts to feel extraordinary. Simultaneously, you feel a pull toward healing. It's not only mental growth, it's also emotional and spiritual. You start facing old wounds, limiting beliefs, and mental habits that no longer serve you. You are ready to let them go, understanding that only by releasing the past can you make room for the new. And while this process can be challenging, it becomes one of the most thrilling parts of your journey toward a more authentic self. Your life starts to revolve more around what truly counts: growth, connection, authenticity. These begin to outweigh the minor concerns and surface-level distractions that once captured your attention. You are now ready to move beyond the daily grind, to make significant changes that resonate with your deepest longings. You may start surrounding yourself with people who also feel this urge to grow and transform, people who inspire you to be better, think differently, and explore new ideas and viewpoints. You're no longer seeking outside approval or holding on to outdated beliefs. You're seeking a more meaningful and authentic life, a life that mirrors the truest version of who you are. The sixth sign, an intense urge to break free from toxic relationships and environments that drain you. At this stage, you begin to see how certain people and situations that once felt comfortable now seem completely misaligned. The behaviors you tolerated, the dynamics you excused, and the surroundings you accepted as normal now feel heavy, exhausting, or simply out of sync with the person you are becoming. You're not merely outgrowing these patterns, you are evolving beyond them. What was once familiar and even reassuring no longer matches your developing values, your deeper sense of purpose, or your inner calm. You are undergoing a profound change, and that process makes it impossible to ignore the weight of what's been holding you back. It's like waking from a long dream and realizing some of the people and routines you kept close were never truly helping you flourish. They were just keeping you stationary. And now, something has shifted inside. A clarity is emerging, a powerful awareness that you no longer want to remain trapped in connections that sap your vitality or keep you in emotional turmoil. It doesn't matter the history, the effort invested, or the familiarity. If it doesn't support your growth, it's time to release it. You no longer fear the uncertainty of change because the pain of staying in a place that feels wrong has become greater than the fear of the unknown. This urge to distance yourself from toxic energy isn't about rejecting others with anger. It's about honoring yourself with love. It's not selfish to choose peace, to seek clarity, to protect your energy. It is self-respect. You're starting to understand that to become your best self, you must first be willing to step away from what dims your light. You can't build a future that feels true if you're still anchored to the past, through relationships that don't reflect who you are now. What's happening within you is a sacred act of self-liberation. It's the realization that you deserve to be surrounded by people who uplift you, who challenge you in ways that foster your growth, who see you clearly and love you for who you truly are. You're not seeking perfection. You're seeking authenticity, realness, mutual respect, and emotional safety. And while the process of letting go can be painful, because endings are always hard, it's also one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. It's a declaration that your well-being matters, that your peace matters, that your time, your heart, your energy, they all matter. You no longer want to sacrifice those things for the sake of comfort or fear. You've realized that clinging to the familiar isn't worth the cost of your personal evolution. As you release what no longer serves you, something beautiful begins to occur. You start attracting people and experiences that are in true alignment with your soul. New connections blossom, ones that feel light, expansive, and inspiring. You find yourself in the company of those who understand you, who support your path, who encourage your dreams instead of diminishing them. These are the relationships that add value. They don't drain you, they fuel you. And slowly, you begin to rebuild. A new chapter starts, filled with genuine bonds that replace the superficial ones, the kind of connections that don't just occupy space but nourish your spirit. You stop settling for lukewarm relationships and begin welcoming the kind of love, in friendship, family, or romance, that sees you, hears you, and respects you. This is the sign you are preparing for a new and extraordinary stage in your life. One where you are more in tune with who you truly are. One where peace is prioritized, where your heart is safe, and where your soul is finally free to grow, to love, and to live without restraint. This is more than a shift. It's your rebirth. The seventh and final sign, you feel a powerful detachment from all that no longer serves your highest good. As you enter this new phase, you notice that what once felt essential, meaningful, or even irreplaceable now holds far less sway. It's as if a fundamental part of you has been reconfigured. Your perspective is altering, your energy is transmuting, and what once seemed to define your world now starts to recede. Relationships that felt vital may now feel strained or distant. Activities that once brought you joy might now seem empty or repetitive. Even familiar places, spots that once offered comfort, might suddenly feel alien. This doesn't mean your past was a mistake. It means you are evolving. You are shedding layers of an identity that has become too small. You are stepping into a more aligned version of yourself. And in doing so, certain elements of your old life naturally begin to fall away. This detachment might feel uneasy at first. There can be moments of confusion, sadness, or nostalgia. You might ask, why does this no longer fulfill me? Or, why do I feel so separate from people I once loved? And yet, within that discomfort, there's a subtle, undeniable feeling of liberation. It's like taking a deep breath after being in a stuffy room for too long. You may not comprehend everything that's happening, but something within knows it's time to release. You begin to notice that certain habits, routines, or thought patterns no longer resonate with your current state. What once consumed your attention now barely registers. Old fears loosen their grip. Constant anxieties seem less urgent. And while this can bring a sense of loss, it also carries a profound tranquility. There's a sacred silence that follows the release, an inner stillness that wasn't there before. You're not just losing the old, you're making space for the new. And this new isn't just external, it's a deeper alignment with who you are destined to be. This isn't a sudden change. It unfolds gradually, almost silently. Day by day, the shift deepens. You might wake up and realize a passion that once defined you has faded. Or you might find that conversations with certain people leave you depleted instead of energized. This isn't about betrayal. It's not about abandoning your history or the people in it. It's about honoring your evolution, recognizing that growth often means outgrowing. You are cultivating a more refined awareness of what truly matters. Your inner compass is recalibrating. You understand that to move forward, you must let go of what no longer nourishes your soul. It could be a job, a friendship, a belief, or simply a version of yourself that no longer feels authentic. This process is sacred. It's part of your becoming. And while it may not always be easy, it is necessary. Remember, life has a unique way of guiding us. Sometimes softly, sometimes forcefully, but always with purpose. If these words find you now, if they strike a chord, trust it's not by accident. You were meant to hear this. Something within is stirring. A deeper intelligence is rising. And if you follow it, if you trust this inner knowing, you are about to enter a chapter where everything starts to click into place. What happens when you consciously embrace these signs and take charge of your journey? What shifts when you stop clinging to what was and start welcoming what is meant for you? A powerful awakening awaits, one that can reshape your entire reality. You're not just changing your circumstances, you're expanding your consciousness. You're aligning with a version of existence where peace, clarity, and authenticity form your new foundation. This is the start of something extraordinary. Stay open, stay curious. The path ahead isn't just about growth, it's about total transformation. You are not walking this road alone. If you feel called to continue exploring your personal evolution, keep walking with us here on Winds of Thought. There is so much more to discover. We will meet again soon, and together we will keep growing, expanding, and stepping into the truth of who we really are. If this resonated, please like this video and make sure to subscribe to Winds of Thought for more guides on your journey.